We are now live. I've got some slow internet connection, I can tell. Hi, everybody. I am Danny Terrell, and this is Intimate Conversation, Central District Forum for Arts and Ideas, or as I like to just say, CD Forum. We are having a really special guest today. They're all special. Let me not even play. They are all special. But she'll be coming in a second. And then we will get started. I don't know what's going on with my internet, but I'm real slow right now. Look who's joining us in this room today. Hello, Miss Adra Boo. How are you?
I am fantastic. You know, Black First Lady and everything. No big deal. Just sensible Saturday.
Yes.
How are you?
I am okay. We're gonna get into that real soon. Yes, we're gonna get into that real soon. Hi everybody, welcome. I generally do this long welcome, but I feel like we just need to get into some things. I'm so glad I wore some lipstick today because your lips are on fire. Thank you.
Well, I tune in for these, and I know that you show up red tea, and I was like, let me just show up red tea as well.
See, I felt like you were going to show up ready, so that's why I showed up ready.
Oh, trust me, I had on no lipstick earlier. I was like just having a regular day, and I was like, no. I'm about to be on here with Danny. Let me fix it. Let me put it together.
I feel you. Everybody, today is November 7th, and Adra mentioned it before. We have the first Black/Asian/woman female vice president, Madam Kamala Harris. I'm sorry, I apologize. It looks like that her and Joe Biden will be our next president and vice president. Y'all see I mentioned her first, right? I just want to take note.
It's the Harris, it's the Harris Biden ticket.
Yes, I just wanted y'all to understand who I needed to mention first. I guess I'm cynical also. I'm still like, as much as I want to celebrate white supremacy, so I'm just kind of like, I don't want to yuck on anybody's yum, as Randy Ford says. I'm also being very careful because we do live in the United States and we understand what that means also.
Yes. Absolutely.
So we are going to jump into this conversation with Adra Boo. I'm super excited to have you on. Before we start that, if you are just tuning in, this is Intimate Conversations. I always ask guests, I send them this question, what does Black love look like? Because Black love looks like so many different things to so many people. So I'm going to read some of what Adra Boo wrote. Adra Boo wrote, Black love looks like Sunday dinner at my mom's. Black love is the tightest hugs from your thicker, older Black grandparents, parents, aunties, and elder cousins. It looks and feels like family reunions with the old folks doing a little bit too much. And frankly, I'm them old folks now. Tell me about it. It's smooth and buttery. It's well seasoned and doesn't ask me to make myself small for no one else to feel good. Amen to that. Black love looks like what it felt like to watch the Black aunties on Verzuz battle. Histories and togetherness and dancing when the jam comes on and remembering what it was like to you fill in the blank. And somebody else gets it, sees it and feels it. And Black love is bigger and better. You're about to get me crying. Than everything. Yeah, I said it. Woo!
Bigger Black than everything.
Yes. Black, dang it. I'm trying to hold it together. I just did the makeup. Trying not to ruin the makeup. What, y'all? Let me get some tissue. Y'all know what? When people start writing in and talking about this, what Black love is, it is very emotional for me because again, we don't talk about Black love enough publicly.
Yeah.
We don't let folks know what Black love means to us. And that does not mean no other love matters, but it's something about Black love. So thank you for writing that. You can also go on our Instagram page and Facebook page to take that in some more. Adra Boo, you are a soul singer, MC teacher. You are the adult program director at Rain City Rock Camp. You are Westminster Daddy. I want to know more about that later. And Black Auntie. You are part of Simone Penn Productions and Dark Diamonds Burlesque, indie soul duo Fly Moon Royalty, and a solo artist. You serve on the Grammy committee for Seattle. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
I gotta update my bio. I did.
You did.
I have served.
You have served. Okay. I was on that website making sure I got that information correct.
I have served, so it is still true. I just gotta change the verbiage
to say have served. Yes, but right now
I'm a Grammy member and I can vote, and that's still fun.
You are a voting Grammy member. You better say that. You better bring some information to the people. You're not just watching them. You are voting.
That's right. That is right.
Okay, see, there's so much. My always first question is, what are you bringing in the space today? If you're bringing people in the space with you, energy, what are you bringing into the space today?
I think I always carry with me everyone who's always with me all the time. I've come with my brother, who it's now almost 2 years to his passing. I come with my mother, who's actually hopefully watching this through my daughter's phone.
Hey.
I come with Babe and my littlest one in the room. I think I hold just whatever feels good, who feels good. Let's come on in. Let's do a whole thing. So, that's who I come in with. The people who have held me up before I arrived, and hopefully I can hold up the folks after I am gone.
Yes, you will. I appreciate you saying that, because if anyone has met you on a personal level, they can feel everything that you're holding inside of you. There's so much love. There's so much the thing I love about you, let me just be real. You will love on people, but you also got that, I will cut a bitch real quick.
Yeah. It's funny because I feel like up until a certain point, I was very much I don't want to say I was people pleasing, but I definitely think about, what's the impact that I leave. And I think hitting 40 this year has basically been you know what? Yeah, not everybody's gonna like me.
Right.
And that's probably okay. Because at the end of the day, I'm consistent. Period.
Yes, you are. Yes.
So, and I'm from people who love you that hard. And I will love you that hard.
Yes.
Until you don't need me to love you. And then we don't even have to talk about it. I just do what I gotta do.
See, and this is, I remember seeing you from a distance and people talking about you, and also very much afraid, because you are a force in presence. And when you are a force, you are a beautiful force, but your soul is so beautiful and so calming. And again, you bring the aunties and the grandmas, and you bring that energy with you, and I so appreciate that. You you are a singer, not just, not just, but that is part of your identity and who you are. What brought you into singing?
Oh, that is my whole family. That is a thing. Like, I mean, I don't know about nobody else's family, but you know, Black families, it's music. Music is a thing. Music is mood. Music is
Yeah.
feelings. If somebody's mad, you know it sometimes by the music that they play in their house. You
Right.
know it by the things that they're doing in their house, in their place. And like in my family, music is like everyone did it. My brother
Mm-hmm.
played drums. He also was a rapper. My uncles played drums, played bass. I grew up like literally 2 houses away from the Turners. So Gerald and Thaddeus were like these like larger than life people, you know,
Mm-hmm.
with my Uncle Kevin. And like music was everywhere. It was just always a thing. We'd be at the park sometimes. Ain't
Right.
nobody got no radio because, you know, back then it's like you either had a boombox or you didn't.
Exactly.
No cell phones with Bluetooth. You was at the park with no music sometimes.
Right.
And what these folks do, you just start singing something a cappella. Everybody's playing air instruments all day long. And so we just sang together. And I think like middle school, when at least, and I, you know, I can't be aging myself. I already said I was 40. But when I was in middle school, they put the radio on the bus. And that's the first time that other people started hearing me sing and would be like, oh,
Uh-huh.
sing that song that you was singing on a bus. And it was like fun. I would do it at school, but I, you know, I didn't take it seriously until I was much older, till I was maybe like in the last piece of high school, maybe.
Wow.
And I think theater really
Mm-hmm.
introduced me to how I could sing. Having someone who really pushed you as a director, as a musical director.
Right.
I think that also just like taking a chance. You know, senior year was the first time my mom heard me sing, and I sang a cappella in high school at our multicultural. That was the first time my mom really heard me sing, and it was Aretha Franklin. And so I think I use sometimes like just these opportunities of like, okay, step off, like test yourself. Like, what can you do? How can we make a thing happen? I do remember also at that same multicultural getting in trouble for singing a cappella Erykah Badu's Tyrone. And everybody said ass. And I think I got in trouble, but it was fine. I still graduated on time. So
say that.
it's you know, music has always been in my existence, and it's always felt good. And you know, I'm so glad that eventually I was able to like write for myself. I've written for other people, and it's like there's something just, I don't know, maybe it is that auntie in me, and maybe it's all those grandparents, because the thing about it is I love to tell stories, and a song is the best place to receive.
Yes.
So
I think the beautiful thing, especially about Black folks, is storytelling. And I will say, like, I didn't realize, like, even last night was prepping me for this conversation, because if you all have not catched out the Dolly Parton documentary on Netflix, y'all need to watch that. Period.
I've been hearing about that. I need to watch that.
You need to. I was amazed at this woman. Like, she don't change. She was a feminist. Don't call herself a feminist. She was letting them men have it through her songs. Like, it was amazing. But you brought up storytelling, and that's what made me reflect on the documentary, especially with Black folks. We are storytellers. The oral history, the what we do through our art form. How did you know that your voice attached to music, your chords, your box, everything that you use was a powerful way to get to people?
You know, I feel like there's been a few times where it really sank in. And so before I sang, like before people knew me as a singer, there's a small collection of people who knew me from theater. And I started off doing community theater in
Okay.
Rainier Valley through Rainier Valley Youth Theater. And for, I don't know, 11, 12, 15 years, I think myself and the logo was the only things that hadn't changed. But through being in that space, through being inside of that, the literal theater space, I've worked with Brown Box, so with Tyrone Brown, and I've worked with some other people. And I did a show with Ty that it was like these monologues around hair as a metaphor for life. And it was Black to My Roots.
Yes.
And I did a monologue that Ty's sister wrote, and it was around cutting your hair, right? And how for Black women, when you cut your hair, it's such a controversy, but it's really not.
Right.
And how to flip it for yourself. And in that monologue, it was the first time that I had to actually talk to the audience. Like I had to walk down some steps and look at people in the face.
Wow.
And I think that probably maybe opening night, doing that show and having to do this, like, yeah, we've rehearsed it and we've teched it, but it wasn't until I actually looked someone in the face. And all of a sudden that monologue became my own story. And I also, for that show, got my hair cut. It was my choice. And I have really bad history with haircuts in my youth. And I think that at the moment where I knew I could look at someone in the face and recite this thing, it was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And that, I think that in that moment, I realized what words off the page do, right? When you got to really break through the fourth wall. I think when I started writing music for Fly Moon Royalty, then that's when it became like, ooh, like I'm going to say what I want to say.
Right.
And I was working with a gentleman, Mike Ilvester, who I love. That is my bro. And Mike never told me how to write. He never, it's like, when it came to my writing, he was like, do your thing.
Right.
And he would, encourage me to really push myself. And writing at that point was like, oh, like I can talk about anything I want to. And that just opened up a whole thing. And that's the thing about music too. Like I start to think about like, okay, what is memorable? And it's like, yeah, you can go to people who write music and they're like, oh, if you want it on the radio, you got to write it catchy. You got to make it like this, that, and the other way. And I'm like, I want to write you some stuff that's going to make you feel something that you will remember. Right. And just like in the time of Mike and I being, like really active with Fly Moon, we both went through some life changes.
Right.
And Mike had said to me one day, the moment that you sing something out, it's like it doesn't belong to just you. It's everyone's. Now it's everyone's thing. And it just kind of takes a little bit of pressure off of you. Man, why he tell me that? That was it. That in that moment, that's when it was like, this is my calling. This is my thing. I know what I'm doing here. And now it's still hard for me to like write certain feelings out, emotions and stuff. I mean, I think any singer will be like, ooh, like you want me to write a thing that's my thing?
Right.
And that's still difficult, but it's like, I'm not afraid. And hopefully when I sing something to people, I leave them with not only like, this is how I seen it, but like, you can see it through my eyes. And you can take that whole thing. Like if you were watching a movie, like here is a vision. And now you can flip it for how, it may apply to your life, your thing. Just like we do at Stories. You take it and you're like, ooh, how can I apply this to me? Right. So that's like the passion of writing. Like, ooh, how can I give it to you and you can apply it to whatever you got going on in life? That was a long-winded answer.
Yeah. No, it's great. It's beautiful. Look, this your time. I'm just here. This is my master class. And speaking of your time, if y'all looking to pin comments, PayPal, Venmo, Cashapp, Adra Boo, y'all know what to do. So that ain't there just for show. Like, throw Adra Boo some coinage, okay? Some coinage. You know, we out here in these streets still creating art for y'all. So PayPal, Venmo, Cashapp, Adra Boo, look them up. Okay. Um, wait, don't.
Oh, I also have my youngest. Do you want to say hi?
Come on, baby.
Come here. Say hi. That's baby.
Hello. Hi, baby. Oh, you are adorable.
Say thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Oh.
Hey, I'm busy, but I'll be in there in a minute, okay? Okay.
See, this is what I love about life. Little kids don't care what the hell you do.
It's like whose time is it really? Is and that's not even a question. It's whose time is it really?
Yeah, I'm like, look, I will give over. You met the little before, so you already know, like, it is what it is. Like, songwriter, producer, singer, actor, burlesque performer. You are a Black woman. You are a Black woman that is queer. You're a Black woman that is a mother. You are a Black woman that has children, grandchildren. You are an auntie. You have all of these things. You are a Black woman that's not in a Barbie-sized body.
Not at all.
Your body's banging. Don't get me wrong now. So I've seen ya. The body's banging. With all of these things that people would say are strikes against you, how do you keep moving forward? Because we also have to talk about the reality of, like, we know what the world is made up of.
That's look. You know, I think probably the biggest driving force, the biggest props that I can give right now is that I am in a space with a lot of love, and that's really in major part to your boo and mine, Dominique.
Yeah.
Who is also helping me with Andre.
Hey, Dominique.
I'm sure she's probably watching on the phone.
Right.
But I think that it's been, you know, life has thrown a lot of things in my direction that have not necessarily been that awesome. And not just the pandemic, but just like even just the last few years have just been just like rough, right? And as much as I am, you know, very often just like I deal with depression very often and just a lot of like health things that are just always at me.
Right.
But it's so nice to, you know, be in a space with people who love you. And I mean legitimately, not for their own purposes, not for, you know, some like hidden agendas, but just like people who, you know, excuse my French, but just people who fucks with you. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I have been blessed with people surrounding me who are family, who are my chosen family. And my family is great. My real family is awesome. But there's been a lot of things, and I am so very like grateful that I have tons of people who, you know, I feel like I can just like go to and just receive that love back, right? There's no depletion of love in the people I surround myself with. And maybe that's why, you know, I'm able to kind of walk as if everything is pretty okay. I think, you know, it helps to just have that kind of surrounding. Like even on here, like I could see people logging in who I'm like, oh, these are my folks.
I love it.
Like, I seen Heavyweight. I see Nathan. I'm like, I see Nocado all day. I'm like, you know, I think that, you know, one thing that I try to do as much as I possibly can is to walk, you know, and to love people the same way I want it back. So that when I am in those moments where it feels just crappy, at least I'm like, there's something. I know there's something. Something's coming. And, you know, I think in 2020, it's been harder It's been much harder not being able to do my art live. You know, it's like I've been able to flip things for the virtual, and that's been, you know, it is what it is, and we are pushing through. But to also have someone in your space who just like loves you, sees you how you see other people.
Right.
That has been the hugest thing for me in this year. To just, you know, there's moments where I wake up and I am just like full cry in the morning. And babe would be like, nah, you know what? Like, you might be down right now, but there's, you know, you got this coming up. You got these things, you know, like, it's great to have that reminder. And I laugh about it to myself too, because when other people come to me, like, I'm like, yeah, people, I want people to be able to come to me as well. I think that's like, my grandma was that person. My mom's that person. And I've known in life that, like, I am someone who can listen to you.
Right.
And I'm always telling people about what's great in their situation. Like, oh, you got this coming. Oh, you're so good at this. Like, oh, like, you be shining at this. I see you out here looking like this. Oh. And it's like, at home, I got someone that's like, when you're not feeling it, like, let me tell you about what you got. And that has kept me going. That has kept me going. We are pushing each other. And maybe it's because we're birthday twins. So we the same sign, the same birthday.
Right.
Maybe we just know we get it. But also it's like, ooh, somebody gets it. Ooh.
Exactly. How do you, in those moments, because you live in Seattle, a lot of people know you, a lot of people have experienced your art, and they love you and they adore you. And it's this thing that people, one, they think they know you. And so how do you separate that Adra Boo on stage from that Adra Boo at home chilling with the children and the boo and the family? Like, how do you make sure that those worlds, there's going to be some crossover, but those worlds stay separate?
Oh, for one at home, the face is not on. Right? if the face was, if there was an open and close sign, the face would be it. I'm at home. Sometimes ain't no eyebrows, ain't no face on.
Right.
It's just like, I'm in sweatpants or no pants, just like I'm at home.
I feel you.
Now, I think there's a lot of crossover when it comes to me outside, because I'm just like, you know, I'm too tired sometimes to just be out here dealing with folks. So very often some people get the exact same version of me, just like it's more appealing if I got to put my brows on, or you get looked at with the look.
Right.
Like, you know, I'm sure if I ask some other people, like, you know, is there a difference? I think people who really know me might be like, actually, it's not. I'm pretty damn consistent.
Yes, you are.
Across the board. But if I ain't got no face on, don't expect nothing special.
I feel you. You are a woman in the music industry. Has anything changed? I'm going to say, like, again, I'm reflecting back to what we saw last night from like the 1960s. This is 2020. Has anything changed for women? And also with that question is, how do you translate to women, femmes, and non-binary people that the on-stage stuff is cute, but you need to be in the boardroom. You need to be at that table making those decisions.
Oh, you know, this is fun because I started this thing, and I've been in the last year, I have been terrible with it, but I started this thing called Business Lady Brunch Club. And it is for folks who are women with an X, so cis, trans, however you roll, and non-binary folks that I love that are doing businesses, so that, you know, basically not cis dudes, which, you know, nothing against cis dudes, but, you know, I just, that part.
Yeah.
But I started this thing so that we can all get together and kind of like talk about some goals, and I need to get back on that because, you know, it started off like 13 of us, I think, And then I have a Facebook page that, you know, we kind of rebooted. That's like, I don't know, 80 some people on there, right? That are just like, I got a business and like doing things. And I have also done business coaching and like one of my muggle jobs. And this, you know, I think that it's nice to at least like have the support of someone who knows, like, here's, you know, here's information about, oh, yeah, you are a business, so you should think about getting a business license, and here's why. I'm always a pusher of like, you know, if you're doing it and you're serious about it, then you should take it seriously.
Right.
And so, you know, here's ways that you can push to like, you know, do it for real, and like, you know, just make all these things come together for yourself. Like, I don't think that I know how to not do that. Like, you know, it's like when you see somebody who's just so dope with it, whatever it is, whether it's like music, I'm like, I got people who are like in like for real ass businesses, artist friends, and I'm just like, oh, like, get your license. Like, are you out here doing a thing? Like, oh, have you talked to so and so? Like, y'all should be connecting. Yeah, like, I love to push people together for that. And as far as, you know, in the music industry, like, if you are not a cis dude, like, even in 2020, the fact that we still have to talk about, you know, women this, right? Or, you know, just we have to put a title on, like, we have to put a gender title. Like, what is that about? Like, if you play guitar, you are a guitarist. Done. Right. Period. If you play the keys, you are, you know, you are a pianist or whatever they call it, what the technical term. Done. And the fact is we're still fighting against that. And that is why I'm so heavily into, you know, what I do with Rain City Rock Camp, because also for the same folks, you know, women with an X, cis and trans, and gender non-binary, gender expansive folks, like, there's not a place like it where we can be in a community of folks who aren't looking at us because of a gender or because we need a gender, because we don't. We're just making jams, right?
Or it's like, it's that thing also, like, sorry to cut you off, but that thing of like your gender, and also what can I get out of you as a sexual favor for your gender to put you in the forefront?
Right. Like, ain't nobody got time for that.
See?
Like, just, you know, it's like, if someone is dope, let them be dope.
Yes.
And like, praise them for being that filthy. But it doesn't need to have anything else attached to it. Right. I think that the place where I wish there was more of is like the history, right? That appeals to more folks, especially the Black folks, especially the gender non-binary folks, because we've all been making music forever. We've all been doing art forever. There's all this thing. The problem is the history is so dispersed. It's so out there. But folks know how to get it when they want it. And I am, again, blessed to be connected to people who know that information and would like to get it out there. And I'm like, I want to be a connector. I want to get people where they can get it for themselves so that you don't got to, you know. So I'm talking to someone about like how to hook up some of their, you know, just digital tools to start performing online. Because while we've been doing all this, I have been teaching myself how to do all kind of stuff. And I think part of it, I will say, is thanks to being in a band with Mike, being in my current band with my guy Blake. I watch. I don't ask, but I watch a lot. Right. And I've paid enough attention where I'm like, I can take some of my own things and start to hook things up. And now, like, when I go on the internet to look something up, I'm looking for women to explain it. The difference between when you go to find a how-to video for just for anything, really for anything. If you go, I'll use music though, because that's where mostly these things happen. If you go and you look up something, you know, how to use your, like for me, it's my loop pedal.
Right.
Every video of some dude was just some cis dude at that was just mansplaining. Like, is that all y'all know how to do is mansplain?
That's all.
No. You find a video with a woman and with the X. Anytime I say woman, anybody can check it. It's with an X. You find some women folk making these how-tos. They giving you the, okay, here's what I pushed. Boop, and you can get to the do. The videos is to the point.
More detail.
It's like, let me show you. Do this, do this, do this. Right? It's always right on time.
Right.
And even that, I don't even want to ask my dude friends. And I mean, you know, it's not all cis dudes. I ain't mad at all men's. You know, some of y'all cute. It's fun. Okay.
But if your feelings are hurt, check yourself.
That part.
I'm just saying. If Adra Boo is hurting your feelings right now, check yourself. Don't check Adra. That's all I got to say. I do want to say in the chat, I did put down Jackie Shane because that is a trans soul singer that not too many people know about. She just died last year. Get into her. So when we talk about history, when we talk about that, again, just get into her.
Yes.
She's a trans soul singer. Her and Little Richard were friends. She was very unapologetic of who she was back in the 60s, 70s, creating music. So again, when you talk about history, and she came on my radar like 2 years ago. So again, Black trans soul singer making waves in the 60s and 70s. Please get into her.
There's some even earlier, Danny. Earlier.
Yes.
And during rock camp, I had two friends come in, Reese Tanamura and Ryan Robertson teaching. Reese and Ryan, those two, I need those two to do things together because both of them brought just I can't even begin to tell you.
Right.
Of the plethora of information you can get from those two humans is whoo. And Reese came in with like just all these lists of like, here's these Black trans people who's been doing music. One of them died at 90, got shot, and nobody knew that this person was trans until they was dead at 90.
I have just
been out there. Now, the name, because I'm also, I know that I am aging. The name is not on my mind. But when I remember, I will let you know and pass that information because we was like, what?
Right.
So it's like, and those people exist.
Yes.
Already and been out here.
Doing the work. Like just doing the work. You there's so much. I'm like, I have so many questions, but I didn't even ask like not any of the questions on the list because then it was just like you opened up so many doors. But one thing I did want to talk about is Simone Penn Productions and Black Diamond's Burlesque. So first off, when the pandemic hit and I think you posted it and maybe Simone did post it, that y'all were doing a show and it was, COVID. And so anyone knows me, I'm not big on internet COVID art. Y'all already know that. But y'all were one of the first ones to do this burlesque show utilizing Zoom. And I was all in for every moment. This was like before everybody was trying to figure it out. Like you all were figuring it out and it was phenomenal. And I don't say that lightly. It was thought out. And again, this was like something that like, we didn't know what was going to happen. We didn't know what to do, but you all pushed forward and said, we're going to do this burlesque show. I mean, it was super, super smart. It was super, like, beautiful to watch. What has it been like being a part of these production companies and these groups and these phenomenal people?
Oh, man, it's so bomb. It's so bomb. With Dark Diamonds, we really haven't done anything virtual yet, and that's everyone feels a little bit different about how we want to direct our time towards that. Right, not having a real audience is sometimes it's a weird thing. But up until the pandemic hit, like, we was out here. And even like just in like maybe the last few months, some of my other Dark Diamonds fam has been, just sprinkling himself into different things, different shows, whether it's like burlesque over here or it's like doing some poetry. And so it's like that has been just people just, you got to let people move on their own, right? On their own, how they feel. Because again, being in a pandemic is not filthy. It's not all that. No. With Simone Penn, let me tell you, Sade Simone, and Anya Penn, them two, like when they are together and they got an idea, they're not playing games. They're like, nah, we about to do a whole thing, and it's about to be a boop, 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 boop. And like the fact that I get to do just anything with them is so fun. Man, them is like little sisters that I wish was just my blood family. Like them two are the mom. And matter of fact, we got a show coming up in a little bit later in November on the 20th. Yeah. We are this is the, oh my God, it's the third year. This is the third year of us doing Dollhouse. And we are bringing Dollhouse back. And it's going to be on Zoom. And baby, I'm like, I gotta start getting back to my so I usually have an accent that's kind of Haitian-ish for that very, it's kind of set in Louisiana, very, voodoo child, just, with my dolls, and there's a storyline that's there. And so every year something changes, something is a little bit different. And even in this one, there's going to be some different things. And yeah, they're very intentional, Danny. So intentional.
I just want to say that if you all are watching and y'all have not seen the Dollhouse, this is your chance to secure your spot. And again, everybody knows me. I am like, I live for the Dollhouse for real. Like, I think I took Mr. B, and he's like, okay, burlesque, okay, all right, whatever. He walked out there, and he was like, okay. I was like, exactly.
It's everything.
It is everything. It is well produced. It is thought out. It is super smart. You have a bunch of beautiful POC bodies on stage. You have Adra Boo giving you some vocals, giving you some body, giving you some sass and sexiness. And it is literally one of my favorite productions. Whatever y'all do. So I'm just telling folks now, just do yourself a favor.
The ticket link is in my bio. And the ticket is only $6. $6 holla.
I will be securing mine. So, because I don't look forward to much, but I do look forward to the Dollhouse. So I'm just saying.
The best part about this one too is that even though it's going to be a little bit smaller cast, but we are doing it in partnership with Langston. So we will be doing it live and streaming it out. So people will get to see us in a space that's not, our own backgrounds. We get to do it from Langston, which is one of my favorite locations to do anything in.
Yay.
And just like that, I think that is going to make it feel even more lit. Like just to be in a black space like that, just taking that in.
I love it. I love it. There's so much I want to talk about. Let me get to this because I also want Adra Boo to use that vocal box, but we're going to do that in a second. Because I already warned her. I was like, look, you can't come on here and not bless us with a chord or two, a hum, a scat, or something. I mean, you can go through the scales. I don't care. But what is the Westminster Daddy Hall of Fame?
Okay,
please
so
explain.
I didn't start it. But I want to say JoJo Stiletto. If you are a person who follows burlesque performers, JoJo Stiletto had in 2019, I think it was, that put out this thing like, you know, who are the people in our community who are, you know, making people feel a certain way? Who are the people who are like pushing for people to get ahead? You know, who are the people in your neighborhood? You know, and you know, that wasn't the words, but I'm gonna say it like that for this. And you know, like they had did like a pageant. It was like, I think it's a sketch. It's based on a sketch from Saturday Night Live. That's like based on, you know, the Westminster, like the dog show, but it's called a daddy pageant. And so they did it here, and it was live at Theater Off Jackson. But before it went live, I guess there was like a whole, like, they was doing votes in like a panel, and they had a honorary Westminster Daddy Hall of Fame. And myself, Lou Ying, if any of y'all used to kick it at Rebar, y'all know Lou Ying.
Yeah.
And I think there's two other people. We were all inducted into this Hall of Fame, this Westminster Daddy Hall of Fame, for just being those folks who, you know, either could like assist you somehow, just, you know, doing stuff for people in the burlesque, in the burlesque realm. And awesome. I was shocked. I got a plaque. It is lovely. It's a great wine. And I'm like, now I get to put that on the title. Like, I'm inducted into somebody's Hall of Fame. That is huge. And I think that, you know, I just, like we was talking about earlier, like I just try to, you know, walk in a way that will, you know, just make somebody feel good. And, you know, that'll play back to me, you know.
I love it.
Laws of attraction.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but you were nominated for a Mayor's Arts Award, correct?
Yeah. Yes. That had me like, what? 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 Which is funny because ain't no Mayor's Arts Awards, right? Like they were saying that they're changing it.
Yes.
But I was nominated, and that's still bomb. And apparently it's a handful of people.
Yes. I know a little bit about them awards. That's all I'm going to say. I know a little bit about them awards. So it's a beautiful shock. It is a beautiful, when you receive particular phone calls, it's a beautiful shock. But I just wanted to say, you should have gotten that award a long time ago. I'm just going to say, you should have gotten that award a long time ago. Well, that's all I'm going to say on that. We are coming close to time, but I did want to like touch back on family a little bit more. How does your children influence you as an artist?
Really, I think I don't want to sound like that, dude. I don't want to say it's not my children, but I think that the way that I make art, the passion that I have for art, the thing that I want them to see is that when you do what you love, that you try to take it as far as you can. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm 3 children in, and 2 of them are much older. One is 17. The other one is 20. That's working my grandchild. And y'all seen the youngest one. He ain't but 3 in December. And I think that's the thing that I want them to see is that when you are passionate about a thing, when it really makes you happy, like, you know, you got to put in your time. You got to really get focused on it. Right. Man, my son, my middle son, he be dancing. That's his thing right now. And I got an album on my iPhone that he invited me to. And I tell you, these children be up in here with 18,000 dance videos. Sometimes it's the same video. Like, it's like they was practicing. So they put in every time they practiced it. Right. And I'm like, if y'all don't stop giving me 27 dance videos of the same thing. But I get it. I get it. Because they're so passionate. Right. So so my son brought his girlfriend to hang out with us, right? And they live in Tacoma. And he was like, you know, I'm about to bring my girlfriend to come hang out. And so like we had barbecued outside and stuff. And I was like, are you gonna show us some of your dance moves? And at first he was being all shy, but when his song came on, he was like, boop, 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 boop. Okay. And I was like, my guy is out here.
See.
And that's the thing. I want them to like push for the thing that
Right.
you want. That's the
I love
only
it.
way you're going to get it. Like, you can't depend on a whole bunch of folks. You got to push for what you want yourself. And if you don't, you will not get it.
Right. You can't depend on your talent.
Right.
I mean, you can be talented, but if you are not pushing yourself to that thing, your talent will only get you so far.
Yeah, you got to put it in. You got to do that research. You got to be able to like make it move. And so I'm like, I'm always, you know, with my son, I be trying to send him texts with like, you know, to Queets and like other, you know, performers that I know. And like, you know, look at these people. And like, you know, like also like, who are you watching? Like, you know, just, you know, trying to get them super excited about it. Like, okay, you know, we have our little text messages sometimes like, is this what you want to do? You know, like, are you thinking about, you know, where you want to study? Do you want to study it? I mean, I think really they just doing it to be cool.
Right.
But I know that he has a passion for that. And I'm like, and I see that because that used to be me. And I'm like, okay, we got to, you know, with all the babies, you got to push the babies.
Right.
Because I need, also, I'm like, go ahead and get that so you can take care of your mama when she old.
So you can stop working so hard.
Right. Like,
I love it. I love it.
Take care of me.
Yes, we have 9 minutes. I'm going to get to some business so we can spend some more time with you. Look, everybody, tomorrow, November 8th, we are in co-production with Vanya Bynum for Humanity and Involving Perspective. You can go to www.weinspirehumanity.com for tickets. That is happening again tomorrow. It is a fundraiser for 2 local food organizations. Again, www.weinspirehumanity.com. Next week, we have Shawnice Omar for, we have Miss Shawnice Omar for Intimate Conversations. That is November 14th, again at 3 p.m. Who else? What else is going on? Oh, November 20th and 21st, we are kicking off Showing Out, one of our signature programs. For ticket information is coming soon, so I will have that really soon. A few things, so please govern yourselves accordingly. Go to our website and all that stuff. Go to Instagram. You're on Instagram, check out our Instagram, all of that really great stuff. I always end with this question, but I don't know what I want to do first. Okay, so I'm gonna end with this question first.
Let's do the question because I know I know what it is.
Yes, because my joy is gonna be you thinking. So I'm gonna flip that. So what's your joy?
You know, my joy right now, my joy is Bay. My joy is all my boos right now.
See?
My joy is that I'm alive. And I'm not gonna lie, my joy is that hopefully in January we can be looking at a new administration. Now, I mean, it's a heavy joy that comes with some baggage.
Right, see.
But I mean, that joy could lead to a Harris AOC ticket. I'm just talking into existence.
For real.
So, you know, I'm finding joy in all the things that I can at the moment. But it's really in Bay right now. Like, I'm like,
hey, D Dynasty.
Nice. Black love is the business.
All right, D Dynasty. So
she like, babe.
You know I'm calling you out. Right. So I just want you just to bless us with your voice. You have blessed us with your words. Okay, so she about to do a mini show. We're gonna call it a real mini concert. It is Adra Boo, PayPal, Venmo, and Cashapp. So I want you to know, y'all done got y'all Oprah's masterclass. She done gave y'all some words. She about to bless you with a song. You getting a full program. She needs some extra coinage. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yes,
that's what E40 said.
See, we are paying people at TV Forum. Don't think that we bums and we not paying people. I always ask for extra coinage from people that are watching because y'all want black people, especially, excuse me, black women, black femmes, black trans people, black none. Y'all want us to jump through hoops for y'all, and then y'all just want to applaud. So before you put them hands together and applaud, I just need y'all to hit that PayPal, Venmo, and Cashapp and hit up Adra Boo. So I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy.
Okay. Oh, okay. Earlier I was like, okay, just sing that one song. Okay. All right. She wants me to be a new version of the old self. Sometimes I don't even know who that ever was. I can't keep mind reading. I just try to keep the vehicle moving, fooling the eye with the motion of the open ocean. And he wants me to keep the mood up and the people happy. But sometimes I don't even know what happiness even is. I just keep trying to fool the eye with quickness of the hand. But hands get worn too when they don't know what to do. And I can't keep trying to be all the things you want to see. I can't keep trying to meet all the expectations you set for me. I can't keep trying to be all these sights set out to see. All I can be is me, and that's all I can be. Just a teaser, so y'all can go buy that track on my Bandcamp and hear the rest of it. Just a teaser, just a little something.
I'm trying to cut back tears. Y'all have no idea. Y'all have no idea. You said Bandcamp. What? They can go where?
Yeah. So if you want to find my music,
yeah,
it's everything is attached to my profile. Go to because I'm Adra Boo. Hit on my link tree, and you can find my hotels music and my new stuff that's out. And buy a ticket and come see me and drop a tip and all the things, and you can have all this music for yourself. I got music on Spotify. What you know? What you know about that? What you know about me? Come on, come on with it. Come on. But that song is called Sides, and it's with my current band Hotels. And on Instagram, we are @Hotels Music. And you can request that on KEXP and all that. We got songs. We got songs for y'all.
See. Look, everybody, go do what you need to do to make sure that you support Adra Boo and everything that she's doing. Dollhouse is coming up soon. Bandcamp. Request on KEXP, like do all of the things. You now have Venmo, Cashapp, and PayPal. Drop some coinage again. It has been such a pleasure to talk to you. We run into each other at least once a month somewhere at a Fred Meyer or something.
Yes.
You and the D Dynasty. So, and we got to do dinner, because Audra's also family, in a whole nother way. Adra is family. So, thank you for blessing us today. Thank you all for watching. You're welcome.
Shouts out to Ebo Barton. You see, I got my Ebo Barton bookmark key on. Just out here supporting my peoples or whatever,
I love it. Yeah, support them all. Ebo, we love you. Thank you. You have a beautiful rest of your day. We will be in contact soon.
Yes.
Yes. And please, everybody, hit her up. Hit her up. Instagram, all the places. All right, y'all. Have a great weekend, rest of your weekend. Yay, Biden-Harris. What's up?
Hair by Dennis. Hair by Regine, baby. Hair by Regine.
See? All right, y'all. Bye, Adra. Have a great day.
Bye, baby.
Bye.